Hey, welcome to Three Conservative Gimps, where we give you the information you need to make a good decision at the voting booth. So, we got a good show for you today. It's great to be back. I am back from the Philippines, fighting a little cold, so I'm a little under the weather right now, doing better than yesterday, so won't be blowing my nose all through the show like I was last night, but feeling a little tired from the NyQuil that I took last night when I went to bed. So we got a lot of stuff happened while I was gone. So we're going to be talking about the big elephant in the room. But before we do that, let's bring in my co-host all the way from Muskogee, Oklahoma. Let's listen to the dulcet tones of Lloyd Mendenhall. Welcome, welcome.
Hello, Art. How you doing? Hey, everybody in the chat. How y'all doing?
Yeah, we're doing pretty good.
Good.
Yep. It's been last couple of days have been pretty nice. We've been in the low 90s, upper 80s, and so it's been nice. But sadly, I haven't been outdoors at all because I've been fighting this cold.
Yeah, that'll do it to you. And that change of weather and all of that stuff.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Being cramped in a plane with a bunch of people, God knows what they've got.
Yeah.
Some little kid, some snotty nosed kid with the sniffles is all it takes. And
Yep.
they should put the little brats in the luggage compartment. That way we wouldn't all get
Or
sick.
the overhead bins.
Yeah. I guess the overhead bins would probably be better because they're at least pressurized.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, we got a few people in the chat. We've got Okie Tom, he is not blue. I need to make him blue.
Yes, you do. Hey, Tom, how you doing?
I can't do it because that darn heart is in the way. Maybe okay, there we go. Now I can do it. He is now a Smurf. Good.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Tom. It was.
White. Yeah. And Steve Knowles
is here.
Yeah. He's using his full name. Where before yesterday or last night he was Knowles.
Oh.
STE Knowles.
Maybe you like shorten it every so often,
Yep. Mark R. White said it could have been the air conditioning on the aircraft. Yep, that could be.
Yeah, that air conditioning can be. It kind of. My throat was kind of scratchy when I got home just because I was, air conditioning will do that to you.
Yep. And also, every hotel that I was in the Philippines, we had air conditioning. And well, my girlfriend, she likes it about 64 degrees, and that's a little cold for me. If you don't have blankets and you just have pajamas on, it gets kind of cold.
It does.
Yep.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
So it's great to see everybody. Charles, he will be joining us shortly. I see his little the Invincibles icon. Yeah.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. Well, I could bring it up real quick. Yeah. Remember?
Oh yeah, there he is. Okay.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh,
hey,
hello.
That's Bob Parr, The Incredibles.
Incredible.
You just leave that up there. I'm just finishing up dessert.
All right, you go right ahead and enjoy your dessert.
Go ahead. And we got Joe.
Tom, I agree with you. We got another one coming in tonight here in Muskogee.
And we got Ronnie. God bless America. Welcome. Good to see you. So
that's Fahrenheit, Mark.
Yeah. We just had the big verdict came down after what was it like? Was it 24 hours after it went to the jurors? All they did is they asked a couple questions from the judge.
Yeah, they asked. They had him reread some of the explanations of the law and stuff like that, and he didn't know what part to read, so he read 2 or 3 pages worth of it, and then from my understanding is basically he told, they first notice I heard was that they had sent notice that they were going to deliberate the next day, and they said that they wanted to leave at 4:30, I think it was.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it came back out that they were fixing to return because they had returned after they sent that note. Apparently, from my understanding, from what I've heard, I don't know if it's true because I heard they were talking about it on the news, that he told them that they need to come up with a decision.
Oh.
Or they weren't before 4:30, or they weren't going home. So.
Oh, I see.
So they came up with guilty. I just, this trial does bring up something. For years we've always talked about trumped up charges, but this puts a whole new spin on trumped up charges.
Yeah. It sure does.
Now you look up trumped up charges in the dictionary, and it's going to have a picture of Donald Trump from this point on.
Right.
Because
it'll also have kangaroos in it too.
Yeah. I've been when Donald Trump, now get this, and this is the honest to God truth. When Donald Trump was found guilty, what was it, Thursday?
I think it was. Huh?
Well, I went out Thursday. I had a little extra spending money left at the end of the month, and I decided, because after he was found guilty, we were going to be changing our national anthem. So I went out and bought myself a ukulele, so I could play the Banana Boat song, which is our new national anthem.
Oh, there you go.
So I'm learning to play the new national anthem, the Banana Boat song, on the ukulele, and I really did. I went out and bought one. That wasn't my actual intention, but I got to thinking about it. Wait a minute, that's the perfect song for our new national anthem, because we are now a banana republic.
Yep. And now we're just like
7 foot, 8 foot bunch.
Daylight coal mine me wanna go home.
Yep.
Hey, Mr. Tallyman, tally me bananas.
So
Daylight coal mine me wanna go home. New national anthem.
See what Okie Tom said? Did that? I don't know if that's true or not.
I wouldn't be surprised. There were, well, I mean, what are you doing?
Well, I know on The View they were all whooping and hollering.
Oh, yeah, they were, yeah. One of the first things that happened right after that, it was announced, well, I got a call from my cousin. We talked about it for a little bit because we both saw it about the same time. And it just popped up on our phones. And then, then I got a call while I was out. Actually, while I was out doing some shopping after I got the ukulele, and I got a call from Greg down in Australia. He says, we've always kind of thought, here the last few years, we've always thought that you guys were, might be heading to be a banana republic. Well, now you are one. So,
yep,
that's what Australians are thinking of the United States right now. So,
yep.
Oh, Tom says Newsmax said they did, and you can pretty much, Newsmax is a good, pretty good reliable source. Yeah. So if that's what they said, it probably happened. So, but what do you think, Charles, about the whole thing?
Oh, it's a joke. It's an absolute joke. I mean, apparently these 34 charges are just like bookkeeping errors, amount to nothing more than bookkeeping errors.
Yeah, and then they turned what would have been a felon, or not a felony, but a misdemeanor, and they turned it into a felony.
Here's my question. What is the actual felony side of all this? What was the felony?
I think it has to do with campaign funds.
That's the problem, though. They charge him for not spending campaign funds on the NDA, because damn well if he had done something illegal and spent campaign funds on the NDA, then they would have really hung him out to dry.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. That's the thing. I've yet to hear. I mean, he was found guilty of 34 count and supposedly 34 felonies. Each one of these bookkeeping errors. Yeah, I've yet to hear what the actual felony charge was. I haven't. Maybe I need to stop and go read what the whole thing,
Right.
because I don't understand it. I never heard anything coming out of the court about it. You know, I can't see what, oh, that heart gets in the damn way. I hate that son of a bitch. I wish they'd take it off. Excuse my language. Oh, well, yeah, you'll see what the Naked News says about it all. Yeah, that would be. Yeah. Is that anything like the naked weather?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. But, it's going to, now here's the problem in what I see right now.
Uh-huh.
These are state charges, which means it goes before the New York State Appellate Court and then the New York Supreme Court.
Right.
At some point, it could go before the Supreme Court, but they may not take it because it is a state charge.
Yeah, that's right.
So they really have done a good job of hanging him up.
Right. Or here's my thought is
Rodney, I love that.
yeah, there you go. That's right.
Bookkeeping errors didn't say the big guy. If it had, Trump would have never been in court. You're right. Absolutely.
Well,
It's-
here's my deal why it could go to the Supreme Court, that this could be election interference. It's just a ploy to keep somebody off the ballot that they don't like.
right.
And Democrats have been doing this kind of crap for decades, because here's why you never see Green Party candidates run in elections. You only see libertarians, because Democrats, they don't want Green Party people running, because they know full well they'd be spoilers. So they do is they, use the legal system to keep them off the ballots. They never go after libertarians. And maybe that's what the Republicans ought to start doing.
I want to bring up something about this too, is, your flag that's behind you and the flag that is our background for this whole show.
Right.
Upside down. And one of the things, when some of the cases, like with Rodney King and all that, when they didn't like the turnout of those, they started rioting and they started burning and they started looting. What did we do?
Yeah, we don't do that kind of stuff.
We flew our flags upside down as protest.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And of course, the liberals are trying to say, well, that, as you said, one of your acquaintances said, well, that's insulting to the veterans. No, it's not. I know several veterans that are flying this exact flag, not only on their Facebook, but out in their front yard.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The veterans are flying it. It's not an insult. It's a state of emergency that our country has come into because of the Democrats. And for those bleeding heart liberals to say that crap, well, they can just go suck a lemon, Mm-hmm. I'm a veteran. I can speak at least for this veteran. I don't find it offensive. What I find offensive is the way these liberals have convoluted our justice system just so that they can, put some ignoramus in the White House. And even if it's not Joe Biden, who's going to be? Dingleberry, the vice president, or doofus brains out there in California, or even, the nutless wonder that you guys got for governor there in Colorado.
Polis? Yeah, that could be a possibility.
I mean, who are they going to put up there? Because they have nobody that's worth a flip.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I'm called the Grumpy Vlogger, folks.
Yep. And we got Steve Carpenter in the chat. Good to see you, Steve. Yep. So so basically they've weaponized the legal system to
I got Art coughing. Sorry about that, folks.
see, your smoke is getting to me.
Yeah, well, I know, but that's the biggest problem I'm having is, as Tom said, we've had so much rain and so many storms. We have, and we've got the allergies have been terrible. I mean, I wake up every morning with my eyes just burning from the allergies.
Yep.
Absolutely right, Steve.
And he's a veteran.
Yes, he
he's
is. Air
Navy?
Force.
Air Force.
Nope. He and I were both in about the same time.
I thought so. Yeah, that's Rodney. That's been
Rodney.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Rodney Bell is Navy,
mm-hmm.
and so was Rick Halber.
Yes, and Mel was
Air Force as well.
Air Force.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good, Ronnie. You're doing better than I am.
Congratulations, Ronnie. That's awesome.
Absolutely. Stick with it, man.
Yep. Good on you. So, so now that the Democrats
Hey,
have...
Charles, I'm catching up with you.
Yeah.
Still got a little ways to go down here, but I'm catching you.
That's
Look like
the
Papa
world
Smurf.
needs more beards.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Problem is, I look like Papa Smurf right now.
So what's to prevent Republicans from doing the same thing to the Democrats?
No, I have no doubt it's going to happen. It's going to happen, which is, thank you, Tom. Yeah, it's going to happen, and it's just such a waste of our courts.
Yeah.
Now, this judge should look at this and say that he should be released, with nothing. He should be able to just walk on his way now because he's that kind of a judge.
Right.
And of course, he's going to say, well, he's not a person of color. And with that, I would argue, yes, he is. He's the orange man.
Yeah, that's right.
Orange is a friggin' color, folks.
Yep.
There shouldn't be no racism against orange people.
Right.
Worth a shot. Hell, them liberals will believe anything nowadays.
Well, while you guys were talking, now this is factcheck.org, so but in doing a search, I can't find any sort of centrist or leftist news sites talking about exactly what the charges were. The only information I've been able to gather are primarily from left-wing sources. So here goes. Now, I don't want to quote anything too much because I don't want anything to come back on us.
Yeah, you're not saying that this is absolute. This is just what you found.
Yeah, I'm kind of paraphrasing a little bit because I don't want to run into any copyright infringement issues.
Yeah.
However, based on what I've read, the charges they're charging him with 34 times of altering business records, okay, in order to hide one crime and then set up the books to commit another crime. Now, this whole Stormy Daniels thing, this is what's really stupid. Factcheck.org says that the her $130,000 payment was above and beyond the campaign contribution limit set by or from, I don't know, AMI or whatever it is. But that's not a campaign contribution. That's money coming out of the campaign. And it's not even coming out of the campaign. It's coming out of Trump's pocket.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And now the whole idea is this whole thing of the accounting issues are in New York State. Supposedly, they are considered what's called a Class E felony. Now, I don't know legally what that means. I'm clueless. But that is exactly what it says in factcheck.org. So apparently, what they're trying to do is I think what they're trying to say is that there was a Stormy Daniels payment, and then Trump or Trump's accountant or whoever did a bunch of numbers mumbo jumbo to try and hide what was going on. And of course, we have Cohen in there, who God only knows what he's saying, if what he's saying is the truth or not.
Right.
Yeah.
Because apparently he made false campaign contributions and played around with Donald Trump's money and did all this other stuff.
Right. Yeah, he admitted he stole from him.
There was one incident, the very first incident, where they were talking about this accounting mumbo jumbo. And that's the only thing I can think of to call it. Is apparently the doorman at maybe Trump's hotel or somebody was supposedly offering up information on Donald Trump that he was trying to, that Donald Trump was attempting to pay out hush money for a child that he had out of wedlock, or at least outside of his marriage with
Right.
Melania.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And so this guy Pecker, who's involved with all this,
Tell me, here's name a laugh.
I guess had offered him money.
Yeah.
To be quiet. And Cohen involved Pecker to tell the doorman not to say anything to anybody until after the 2016 election. So that's what they're alleging, is that this all started off with Donald Trump attempting to hunt down and bury stories that would have been
detrimental to his,
that would have negatively impacted his campaign in 2016.
Right.
And all these other accounting things were all in place to try and cover up his efforts.
Yeah, and that's where I think they come out with a campaign interference. By hiding the stories, they classify that as or by trying to hide the stories as campaign interference,
right,
or election interference. But they've yet to actually come out and state that that's what he was guilty of, election interference.
Right.
You know, I haven't.
Yeah, because they can't. They probably can't really prove that. This case was a stretch as it is.
Oh yeah.
They know they can't. They know they can't come up with any actual evidence of him attempting to interfere with the election. But then again, this whole thing about suppressing stories, that's what every politician does.
Exactly.
That's what Twitter and CNN did, and all of the alphabet media did with the Hunter Biden laptop story.
Exactly.
I mentioned that. Yeah,
I was going to say the same thing. Hunter laptop. I mean, what it goes without saying, you know.
Even though we all knew about it. I mean, that story broke. We all knew about it.
Right.
The information was out there. The genie was out of the bottle.
Yeah, but they got what 50 or 75 former intelligence agents to say it was misinformation. No wonder we're so screwed if those were our intelligence agents. You know, if they believed that. I mean, that's just, without actually looking at.
I don't think they believed it at all. I don't think they believed it at all. They knew what they were saying.
I don't think they did either.
Now, didn't Bill Clinton pay some hush money?
Oh yeah.
Who was it? It wasn't Jennifer Flowers. What it was?
Yeah.
Who was?
Yeah. I think she was one of them. There was two of them.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And this was before Monica Lewinsky. Yeah.
Monica Lewinsky was way
a different.
late.
Yeah, that was a different story altogether. But before he ever got elected, the Jennifer Flowers, and I can't remember who else, was all part of that. They were paid to not disclose this information.
Right.
Which, if that's the case, if that's what they're charging him with, and you know, they showed down there. I mean, it comes down to he paid out $400 and some odd thousand. That was one. So he didn't get taxed off that $130,000. He got his money back, which the guy paid it himself without authorization from Donald Trump, according to what I read in the court papers. You know,
right?
What little bit I understood, you know, because it was such a it's such a ball of yarn that you don't know, you know. And several threads are cut in the middle of the ball of yarn, and you don't know whether you're going to lead to one that just falls off or if you're going to lead to the center of the damn thing, because you just can't untangle it. It's makes me think we've stepped into the multiverse of madness.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I think I honestly I was thinking about this earlier today, and I'm beginning.
Yeah,
to
at least
think
Jimmy
all
Carter's
this,
no longer the worst president in the world now. Good thing.
Yeah.
We should celebrate 100.
Oh,
yeah. Go ahead, Charles.
Well, no, I was just thinking this earlier today, that all of this is such a circus.
Yes.
All of this would down. I'm convinced that all of this is a distraction from what's really going on.
Absolutely.
You know,
that's all it was.
You know, things like that they're definitely looking at. I mean, they've already been testing the digital dollar.
Yeah.
You know, they've been testing the digital dollar for several months now, if not longer. And all these things that are out there to distract us from way darker things that are going on.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
and that's the saddest part of it all, you know, is that we've got the, you know, there's things. I mean, Donald Trump can still run as president. You know, there's nothing that says he can't. There's nothing in the Constitution that says a convicted felon cannot run.
Right.
And I use mine and my father's namesake, Eugene V. Debs, as one of the perfect examples. Ran 5 times. The last one was from prison. He was actually sitting in prison, and he still managed to get some electoral votes. You know, maybe to 1 or 2, but still.
Yeah.
You know, that was something back in the 1920s. You know, or maybe it was early 1900s. I can't remember now. I'd have to go back and look, but. But you know, that's
didn't he run against McKinley?
He might have, yeah. I think he might have ran against McKinley.
TR and
Teddy Roosevelt was the vice president under McKinley.
Yeah, and then he became president.
I mean, after McKinley was assassinated. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he ran. He did 2 terms. Now he wanted to run for a 3rd term, but was after he had, you know, given up for 4 years. Who was it that was? It was Taft.
Yeah, well, he actually handpicked Taft to be his. Right. But then Taft did what he felt was the wrong thing, and so he decided to run against Taft under the Bully Good. The Bull Moose Party. Yeah. I don't know where I got Bully Good. I picked that up from somewhere. Anyway, it's the Bull Moose Party. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he's technically the only third-party candidate to run for president who has been president.
Right.
Mind you, he was president before he ran on a third party. But he ran, you know. And he wasn't successful, but he did. He was.
Yep.
Yeah.
What he did was he split the vote, and that's how we got Woodrow Wilson. Yeah. So.
I was reading what Captain Joe America. Judge said in the case that the jury did not have to figure out the second part of the crime, making it a felony, and they did not need to be unanimous, directly contradictory of the law. Yeah. Well, I think between the gag order, now that there might go to that may cause may take the whole case to the Supreme Court because of his violations of his First Amendment rights. You know, so then they'll will that change the outcome of the case? It might. They might throw the whole thing out, but
Yep. Mm-hmm. And also, sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. I got an international call. I don't know. It doesn't look like a Philippine phone number because their area code is 64.
64.
Well,
Okay.
if it's legit, they can leave a message. You
Yeah.
get it back to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What was going? Oh, yes. So all of this stuff that the Democrats are trying to do, they think this is going to take down Donald Trump. It's actually making him stronger because look, they pretty much broke the internet the other day by a record amount of donations that they got in 24 hours.
$51 million in 24 hours.
Wow.
That's just, and there are so many people that may not have voted for Trump that are so concerned by the way this country and stuff is going that they may be, there's a good portion of them that are probably going to vote for Trump.
Right.
Of course, I think what it is a lot of them are going to vote for him anyways, but because of, they were waiting to see, and they just, and all were small donations, Tom says,
right.
yeah. The law ratified by the Supreme Court, all elements of all counts of all crimes must be proven beyond exclusion of reasonable doubt and has to be unanimous. The Supreme Court will throw it out. Yeah, and that may be where the Supreme Court gets justification because of the, I mean, when you take in, what's the guy out in Hollywood that's not Epstein, but not the one. Epstein is the one who.
Oh, Weinstein.
Weinstein. I knew it was a Steen. I just couldn't remember which one.
Weinstein, Epstein, Goldstein.
Yeah.
Goldberg, Iceberg.
Weinstein. They threw his case. They've thrown his case out.
Yeah, that's right.
Because they used, with the Stormy Daniels testimony. Right. That right there has put it right into the Epstein bracket. So, we'll see. More hush money.
Yeah.
Small donation, 25 cents were first-time donors. $52+ million. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's, this comes down to, I think what they're pushing is for something bad to happen so that they can declare martial law. It's just whatever little, thing. It's really this whole thing weaponizing the court systems like they have. I mean, and they've been weaponizing it for a long time. It's just really becoming, they just don't care anymore. They're just doing it. They're just right out in public. They don't care now.
Right.
Which shows exactly what they think of the American people. They could care less what we think, as long as they can stay in power.
Oh,
it will be a fast track to the Supreme Court because Trump is running for president to preserve fair elections. Yeah, and it could be that too. I'm looking at all the different scenarios that I've heard, and some of them I thought it's just like. But I think it will eventually, I think it will end up in the Supreme Court sooner rather than later. And again, I forgot who it was that put it up there. I think it was was it Mark White or who it was said, where are they going to build the one-person prison to guard Trump because he can't be put in a regular prison, because,
Oh, yeah. While I was gone, that idiot Robert De Niro. Yeah, the shenanigans that he pulled outside the courthouse there.
Yeah, and he had to, it would have been okay if he'd got up there. I'd have respected him just a little bit more. I don't respect it. I've never been a fan of his to begin with. I don't like his style of acting. I've never been a fan of method acting, but anyways, if he hadn't just read off a list, okay, come on, you read your speech. If you're going to be impassioned, make it count for something, but make it, he's an actor, for God's sakes. He should have been able to at least convince us that he wasn't reading a press release from the White House,
Right. Mm-hmm.
What an idiot.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, exactly, Captain Joe. Him and Jane Fonda could ship them.
Yeah.
They could both go to, let them go live in, I don't know, communist China. That'd be a good place for them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Along with all these pro-Hamas protesters out there, they can go.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny. I haven't seen much of that in the news lately. Have you?
No, I haven't. I know my alma mater is Metropolitan State University, which is there's several schools on the same campus. There's
right.
University of Colorado, Denver, and then there's Community College of Denver at the Aurora campus, and they managed to destroy the grass out there outside the Tivoli brewery, which is now the administration office. It used to be a little mini mall. They had theater there. You could go see a movie, and they had stores there. You could buy, they had a coffee place where you could get coffee and croissants. They had a really good chocolate croissant there that I liked. But yeah, now I think they moved the school administrations. One of the schools has taken it over.
Right.
Because that whole campus is huge now. Because when I was there back in the 80s, it was growing, but now it's twice the size when I was there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they managed to ruin the lawn there with all those tents that they put up. So there's a bunch of, dead spots where the grass got killed. And,
well, the thing is the Democrats or the liberals are throwing so much crap at us in so big amount. It's just rapidly moving. I mean, let's think about it. Whatever happened to all of the, where's Antifa?
Yeah.
Where's the Black Lives Matters groups? Where's the pro-Hamas people?
Pro-Hamas?
They just, they're
Acorn. Don't forget Acorn.
Yeah. They keep throwing stuff at you so fast. And then as soon as that starts to really, as they see that's not as effective as they thought it should be, they move on to the next new drama. Yep. That's what it's all about. Keeping our eyes off of what's going on. What is going on in the White House? Who is running it? That's the question we should be asking.
Right.
Who is running it? And my opinion is it's Obama. He set up a shadow government that is running it behind the scenes.
Yeah. Out of every president that's been at the White House, he's the only one that still has a home in the D.C. area. Everybody else has moved out of D.C. He's got a home somewhere in the D.C. area.
He started setting this up in his first term in office.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I think he really that's the whole point of being there. He knew that he got what he needed, and he started setting it up. And if you think about it, within the first week, he had that situation where that college professor got arrested, and then he said it was racist and all that. He already got us to look somewhere else while he was back there doing his thing.
Right.
So he had a beer with the guy, with the cop,
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, look, I'm a nice guy. I didn't mean it. It was bad,
Summit. Yeah.
Yeah, the beer summit. And yet, he continued to do this stuff behind the scenes. And I honestly think, and I'm to that point. I really am thinking about, I got to go to the store and buy me some foil because I don't have anything to make a hat with anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And so this is what I think might happen if Trump gets reelected and it turns out that he wins by a landslide.
I think it is, Ronnie.
I think Obama and Hillary Clinton and maybe even who's that congressman that lies all the time? He's running for Senate.
Just the one?
Yeah.
Which one?
I mean,
Adam Schiff. I think they're going to flee the country. They're going to flee the country. They're going to find some friendly European country.
Mm-hmm.
They'll set up a provisional government.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
yeah.
And they'll say we're the legitimate government, and oh man.
Man, that's that's sad that we're even thinking that, but that's what it's coming down to. That's what they're leaving us with,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they want to further divide the country and split this country into two camps, and then we start, devouring each other, and it just causes great turmoil. And they don't want unity. They keep saying, "Oh, well, we're the uniters." I mean, Biden said, "I'll unite the country," and then right after that, he keeps screaming, "MAGA this, ultra MAGA that," and extreme MAGA, and it's like, yeah, that's bringing us together.
My question is with everything our country's going through, all the stuff we've gone through in the past, and yet we're still here, but we're not what we used to be. What is wrong with making America great again?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Why do they find that so offensive? Why saying that does it offend them?
Well, they think that making it great again is like going back to the 60s.
They think we want to go back to the 50s when McCarthy was in charge.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm beginning to think we may have to just get this crap cleared out of our government.
No, it's because America was the last stand for real freedom, freedom of speech, real freedom of thought. If they can get rid of America, then the rest of the world will fall. Well, China doesn't even have to fall. Okay, they'll jump right on the bandwagon. Most of Asia will just jump right on the bandwagon.
Right.
Most of self-righteous leftist Europe will jump right on the bandwagon. The only place on the planet that could give any resistance was America.
Yeah.
Right.
So if they can take down America, then it'll be a domino effect. It'll just
right.
Yeah.
Now here's one of the things I found out about the Philippines is they've got very loose defamation laws there. So like if you made a disparaging remark about some person, you are disrespecting their honor, and you could be sued and jailed for that, which is scary. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is, and what's sad is that we've got so many Americans that are, leaving and becoming, expats in places like the Philippines and Vietnam and Honduras and, third world countries. They're moving there, and because our nation has become so, uninviting, people would rather live in a third world country,
that's because of the regulations and the taxes that made things so expensive.
What's funny, and I'm not trying to insult anybody, but what's funny is they go to these countries as expats, but their retirement comes from American retirement programs. If they want to live there, leave the damn money here in the United States. Don't take it with you.
Yeah, but it's my money. I invested.
Shouldn't matter. If you want to invest your money, invest it in America. Don't go over there and invest it. They don't need it. They don't deserve it. America does. Not, like I said, I'm not trying to be offensive. It's just a thought that so many people are leaving, but they're not really cutting off ties with America. You know, that's the thing. They're not cutting the ties. You know, they
Right.
talk about things are better over here, things are great over here, wonderful, wonderful. But yet they still like having that American dollar coming in their bank account every first
Yeah.
and third day of the month.
Mm-hmm.
Just a thought, makes you wonder.
Well, I'll let you talk to James about that.
Oh, poor James and I, we'd be butting heads. I know, poor guy. Yeah. I mean, I understand it. I really do. Here in the United States, we're tired of the bull crap, and that's why so many people are leaving.
Mm-hmm.
But what they should be doing is staying here and trying to fix it.
Well, I got into politics thinking, hey, I could preserve what we have here in Colorado, and it's going down the toilet. We got wackadoodles running our party. We got our state chair. He's taking money out of the state funds to fund his campaign. He's running for Congress in CD5, which used to be Doug Lamborn's seat, who decided not to run this year. So, and then we got another wackadoodle. He's a state rep. He decided, I'm going to run in Lauren Boebert's district, CD3, because Lauren Boebert decided, I'm going to run in CD4 because I narrowly lost in CD3.
Oh, I mean, I'm not saying our situation is perfect, but I think I think Ronnie got my point right there. Leaving America instead of standing up for it. You know, I'm going to be buried right over here in a national cemetery. You know, I know where I've already been to my grave. I go there once a week. You know, I know that's where I'm going to be buried. And I'm going
just to talk to yourself and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I go there to see Judy because that's where she's buried. But
okay.
I didn't realize. I didn't think you guys would be right next to each other.
No, we're actually in the same grave.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Is she in the lower bunk?
Huh? I don't know who gets top bunk.
Okay.
But no, the way it's set up,
whoever goes in second. I mean,
yeah, I would assume I get top bunk. Yeah, I get top bunk, but
okay.
I'm not sure how they do that because I didn't stick around for when they buried my mother, so I don't,
Mm-hmm.
But because my mom and dad's buried over there, and of course that's where Judy is buried, and where I'll be buried. And we have the way the cemeteries are set up. There's basically just a little bit. The plot is just a little wider than the headstones. Of course, they got those big white marble headstones, so they're about 4 foot wide, and
right,
and they're all perfectly lined in every direction. And matter of fact, like with my parents, grave, they actually had to move the headstone.
Oh,
well, when in 2015, when they got they were a national cemetery, but then they were given the distinction of being a national shrine as well.
Oh,
but the national shrines in cemeteries have to be set a certain way. And so they had to go through all of the old graves up till anything after 2015 didn't have to be moved. But, they didn't move them like off the grave. They may have moved them.
Right. Lloyd.
Lloyd, you're
muted. You're muted. There. Nope, you're still muted.
I don't know what the hell keeps doing that. It just did again. Something popped up and it muted me. I don't know what in the hell's going on here. But anyways, yeah. So, but yeah, that's they had to move some of the headstones. They had to move all the headstones. Anything we're talking back, some of those headstones have been there since the Civil War or before.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, the reason they're fleeing their country, Ronnie, is because the Democrats have given them an incentive saying, hey, we'll give you free stuff. As a matter of fact, our newly minted mayor of Denver is saying, "Hey, come over here. We'll give you a free apartment. We'll give you we'll help you get a job too, and we'll give you all the paperwork you need to get a job." And it's like, yeah, that's going to slow it down. We got more people coming in.
Yeah, yeah, and that's you know, that's the problem. You know, we're going down there to their countries and being tourists, and they're coming to our countries and being residents. You know,
Right. Mm-hmm.
or we're being expats, and yet they're coming here. It's like, wait a minute. Again, maybe that's why they're going, because all those liberals going down to live in their country as expat Americans, they want to get the hell away from them, so they're coming to the United States knowing they're all leaving.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
At our expense, yeah.
Countries like Honduras, which has a really high murder rate, I don't blame them if they want to leave that.
Yeah, well, Honduras was never my favorite place either. So
Yeah. Mm.
I couldn't, there's
Honduras, Guatemala.
Well, Honduras, Nicaragua, El Salvador. I couldn't live in those three places, or Vietnam. Just something kind of sticks in my craw when it comes to all those.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But this country is so horrible that haters will never.
Yeah, you're right, Ronnie. An hour expense. Who's going to pay for those apartments for those illegals? Yeah, us. I just recently saw a video where they showed these new graduates from college, and you ought to see these kids. It's like, well, I got my degree in gender studies, and
what's there to study? There's only two of them.
Yeah, and
male first semester, depending on which you are, you study male first semester, and it's not going to help you, because if you're a male and you're trying to study women's doing gender studies, give it up. Men will never understand what in the hell women are thinking. I don't give a damn how many years you stay in college, you'll never figure it out. So just give it up.
Well, and those are the those are the degrees that we're going to be paying for, because they're the ones, they're not going to get a job in those.
Right. Well, so here's a question. Do you think these males who are now transgender, do you think, because, all right, they were male at birth, that's their assigned sex, or their assigned biology. Do you think they will help, now that they're women, they will help us men figure out what in the hell women are thinking?
No.
They were men, and men never know what women are thinking. But now they're women. Maybe they can tell us.
Yeah, maybe they could.
That's what I'm thinking. At least there's one point of having a transgender as a friend. Maybe they can tell you what in the hell women are thinking. Because I damn sure never knew.
Excuse me.
Sorry, that was a bad joke, but it was, it's like how ridiculous it is.
Yeah, up to your ear. Yeah, there we go.
People were sending me damn Bucky pictures while you were gone.
Oh, yeah.
Damn, Markley, I could have killed him. I was glad to get the picture of Genesee. I thought that was wonderful. I would have liked a picture, but she didn't have to be standing next to a damn full-size
bronze beaver
rodent.
Yeah, it was the mascot.
Oh,
in the mascot outfit.
Okay.
Yeah, in the mascot outfit of Bucky. Like,
while I was in the Philippines, I did get to eat at a Jollibee's, and they make a pretty good pancake for a fast food place. So, didn't get to try their other food, but my favorite place is Chowking. They make some really good Asian food there for a fast food place. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm sick
we
of good
tried-
American food like pizza. Had that a couple times in the last week. It's like, that's pretty good. I had some good pizza.
Mhm. Well, guys, we've made it to an hour.
Yes.
And I can't
It's another
believe
wasted
it.
Sunday for everybody.
I'm still awake. I'm still feeling groggy from that medication. So, hey, everybody in the chat, thanks for coming.
Exactly,
And
Ronnie.
you all have a great week. I'll see you guys on Lloyd's show tomorrow night.
Yes, and I will be doing a show.
And I will have another show on Saturday. So go over to Artco Drone Solutions, where I'll be giving away some more Jeepneys, and maybe, next week I'll give away some keychains. I've got these cool keychains. I've got the whale shark, and I've got the crab and something else. So you all have a great week. Stay cool, and God bless. Good night, everybody.
Good
Good
night,
night, folks.
everyone.